Pleasant good morning to my viewers and subscribers. Welcome to my channel, Using God's Word with Leroy Swaby. Today we have with us the Webb family. They are going to enlighten us concerning autism. There are many persons who may not know much about it, and so today we have Miss Camille Webb and Mr. Chase Webb.
Hello.
Please tell us about autism. First question, what is autism?
All right. So autism is a disorder of the brain, a brain disorder. But for a more clearer definition, I'll let Chase read
Okay,
it.
so autism basically it's a
Speak as
spectrum.
loud as you can.
It's a spectrum of disorders. Here, Google said um, it is a lifelong neuromental condition characterized by persistent difficulties with social communication, interaction, along with restricted and repetitive patterns.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much to my viewers and subscribers. Now we understand what is autism. Question, when did you find out he had autism?
Like
That is your son has
yes,
autism.
yes.
Yes.
Our son has autism from a very early age, like about 3, and then he was 3 years old, and then he was diagnosed at what, 4?
At 4.
Yeah. So we got the paperwork saying that he's diagnosed with autism,
Yes.
and the type that he has, because it's a spectrum disorder. So where he is on the spectrum,
There is
Okay.
the severity, whether it's mild,
mild,
severe, or just average.
right,
Okay. Mild, severe, or just average.
Yeah.
right.
So as I listen to you, my understanding is that you take the child somewhere. So that brings the next question. What were the signs? For there must be something that you saw that you'd want to check up to see what was going on. What was the sign? Could you share with us that our viewers, they can look for these signs in their children, and we know that when we find out from an early age, then it more help more. But
Yes.
you go ahead and tell us, what were the signs?
All right. So first thing you can find out from the child is about 2 years old.
From about 2 years old?
Yeah, you can find out as early as 2 years old.
Okay.
Right. So Jackil, from growing up, he didn't do a normal creep. So that's one thing you can look out for. His creeping wasn't normal. He didn't let his knee touch the ground.
Was creeping on his toes.
Oh, he was okay. So,
Yes.
so one of the signs that you saw that something was not normal, because Jackal is his name. He was creeping on his toes,
Yes.
and a normal child would be creeping
On all fours.
on
like
all
knees.
four. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Right. And then,
Very important. Yes.
like socially, no, the when we would go to church, he would cover his ears.
Yeah.
And now later on, we had find out that when he does that, the noise may be too loud, or it's stimulating him too much. So he covers his ears like this to block out the noise, or get himself regulated back to normal. So he will cry if the noise is too loud. He will cry, but we didn't know that there was something wrong why he does this.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
before leading up to us being aware that there's something wrong, he was normal. He had a normal childhood from 1 to 2 years because he said mama, he said dada, um, he asked for juice.
mm,
Yes, before before we were aware that there's something off,
Yes.
he had a normal childhood, he had a normal life because he was saying mama, dada, asking for juice, and
Okay.
he knows his shapes. He was calling the names of the shapes. He knows
yeah,
colors. He knows his ABC. He was counting. But then when it got to 2 years old now, then we started seeing him regressing. So he stopped
Okay.
saying mama, stopped saying dada. Um, when he's asking for juice, he's no longer saying juice. He's like pointing, or
yeah. It's like
he will
using
hold your hands and
gestures.
bring you around to the kitchen and point. So stop using his words.
So that is called selective mutation.
Yeah, we found out.
Selective
Mutation.
mutation.
Yes, he decides that he doesn't want to use his words. He
Okay.
just decides when he wants to use it. So yeah.
And then that's when we found out later that it's autism. It sort of affect him in stages. So when he reached 2 years old, he started regressing. So all the things that he used to do as a normal child, he will stop doing those things.
Okay. So at age 2,
Yes, that's when it
so
started.
from he was born, coming up,
Was
everything
fine.
was
Fine. Yeah,
fine.
he was
Everything
fine.
was normal
Yeah.
until age 2.
Yes,
You realize that there are some changes, some behavioral changes.
yes,
He start to behave in a different way.
And another thing too, when we would give him juice to drink,
Yes.
he would do something like
yeah,
he'd be
like
looking at it like it's
scanning
scanning the box, like he's reading
the
the box
ingredients or
when
stuff.
we give
Okay.
him the juice. So it's like we're like, I wonder if he's looking what type of juice we're giving him or what flavor or something. Yeah, so that's another one too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there can be many different signs. It's just parents have to look out for certain things because every child is different.
Okay. So
Right.
so a next child may not behave in the same way.
No.
So what parents would have to look out for, it is in behaviors that are not
Yes.
normal to what
Yes. Look at the milestones. Look at the behavior. Look, pay attention to details when your child does something. Another thing is that he would stack things. So that's another thing too. He would put things in order
okay.
and pile them up. Is it a pile them up or set them in a straight line like that?
Yeah,
Right? So that's
that's
another
something
thing.
based on how you organize stuff.
He would want to organize stuff.
Yeah, man, he's very organized.
Very organized.
Yes, yes, he's very organized.
Okay.
And then something other parents should be aware of. It also depends on the severity because at that time we didn't know whether he was mild. We were ignorant of those.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah, we
What
didn't know.
came to your mind before you believe that? What if this is autism?
You know,
Did you read about it? Did you?
it
Were
was
you typing in the signs?
all right. So it's many stages. So first, I have this good friend that she practically my best friend. We talk on the phone. Yes, so I have my best friend that we talk on the phone like a lot, often. So she would see Jackil and how he behaves and interacts. Now she take care of a child that has autism.
Okay.
So she said to me one day, are you sure that, you know, because you want to be a little bit, mindful of how you come across with certain things,
Yes.
So she said, are you sure that he doesn't have autism? And then me to myself, I was like, no, I'm not, I didn't think of that.
Okay.
So I went and I did some research. I saw that lighting, if he has a problem with light, sound. So I was like, some of these check off. So I'm a bit concerned now.
Yes.
I went to his pediatrician. He has a pediatrician in Sav.
Yes.
So he was telling me, because he didn't communicate, like, speak back to him or whatever. He's saying, if you don't like jump on this from now, it could let him be delayed in his upbringing, in his development. So that was another case again. I had to be looking. We went to Kingston now, and then my brother is
Right.
saying,
please repeat this for us again. We want our viewers to get this, that if you need to aware of it
yes, you
from
have
early.
Yes. You have
So
to
your
be assertive.
pediatrician said that.
yes. If I
Tell us.
don't like, as they would say, attack this from now, if you don't look into this carefully from now, that means he can have a delay in his development. Now, when you tell a parent that, you know that they want to do everything possible that their
Yes.
child would come out of this stage, right?
Yes.
So, all right, we're there, and okay, we went to Kingston. We went to a doctor up there because he had a little cough and so forth. So my husband and I, we went up there, and then now he's telling us now to go to a person that does the diagnosis of autism.
Okay.
So Professor Wan.
That's where we get the referral.
Yeah, that's where we get the so from there it was like we had to go through all type of stuff and assessment to get him to the stage that he is now, because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't know that he was autistic at all. So I knew at a point that something was off because of
Yes.
some behaviors that I saw,
Okay.
but wasn't sure.
Was not sure.
Yes, because I wasn't aware about autism. Trust me, I
Okay.
wasn't aware.
Because then
Wasn't aware.
it's something that we share also with family,
Yes.
and they were telling us that don't worry about it.
He's a late
He's
bloomer.
just slow, as Jamaican would say. A
Yeah,
child is slow.
you call them a late bloomer.
Yes.
He
We
would
tend to
start,
overlook
yeah,
things
to
and
overlook certain
and
things.
say we are watching it because it is slow. But that is, according to what you said earlier on, that to watch it instead of go and check to see what it is.
Yeah.
This can slow down the child.
Yes, yes, it can.
So it is best for parents who will be watching. Please, if you see any of these signs in your children or your child, you need to go and check it out. Just don't watch it to see. The next question that I would like to ask, what was your reaction when the doctor told you, yes, he has autism? And tell us how old he is now and where he is now as this interview is going on.
But to be honest, I was disheartened. I was feeling stressed out and depressed.
That was the first child.
Yes.
First child.
And then based on how the assessor was telling us, the specialist was telling us about his severity and um, he being not being able to express himself how he wants to.
Yes.
It sort of put me in a mind to imagine him being an adult and can't really express himself, not really interacting with others the way a normal person would.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of stressed me out a bit.
You're a little bit stressed out
Yes, I was
after
definitely.
it came to your knowledge
Yeah.
that your first child, your only child, is autistic.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was yes, I knew that something was wrong. So I wasn't shocked. But when they told me that he was severe,
Oh,
oh
they
gosh, that
told
hit
you he
me.
was severe.
Yes, he's on the
Okay.
spectrum, but he is severe. My heart,
Wow.
my heart, I broke down. So the doctor was saying, Daddy, tell her that it will be okay, and because as I tell you, this was a very emotional time for us, right? Because we had our son, he was fine, and then to see this now, and this was our first son, so it took a toll.
Yes.
Took a toll.
I can't imagine, how you felt, but you never gave up.
No, it
Never
didn't,
gave up.
That's the thing.
The
No.
love for your child, it pushes you to. How old is he now? How old is Jackie?
He's 10 years old now.
Jackie is 10 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Going to be 11 the
July.
31st of July. This
31st of July,
Yeah, he'll be 11.
he will be 11 years old. So
Yeah.
he's almost 11 years old.
Yeah.
From 2 years old. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Where is he now? As that is not here with us as we're doing this interview.
Yes,
Where is he now?
he's at school.
is in school.
He's in school. So
He's in school.
yes. So even though he has autism, there's a school for him. There are a couple of schools in Jamaica that you can,
Yes.
That caters for
that caters for
autistic
them.
kids.
Okay, so parents, if you find out that your child or your children, have autism, just don't keep them at home watching it, but they need to go to school.
Yes.
They need to go to school. How is he doing in school?
Yeah.
But before you reach there, this is a question I wanted to ask before you reach there. Why are you here now? Why are you here where we are, very close to the school? Why are you here today?
So we're here as parents to spread awareness about autism because some people don't understand, and when they would come across Jackil, or if he's having tantrums, it would they don't have a they don't have a good reaction sometimes. Some people will understand, some
Yes.
people are ignorant to
Yeah.
it.
Also, some
So-
people will understand
Yes.
that the child has autism,
Yes.
so there are certain
Behaviors attached to
attached to
autism.
autism.
Yes.
So some will understand, but some will not understand. And so that is what bring you here?
Yes, because those who don't understand,
Yes.
they're ignorant of what autism is and how a artistic kid
Behaves.
behaves.
So sometimes they'll
So-
say,
They may think that the child is rude or
Child is
Yeah.
is just being bad. And
It's
they
really
just don't
difficult.
understand.
it's
They're
really
not-
difficult.
They're not aware of autism.
It's really
So
difficult.
autism awareness. Autism awareness. The reason why we're doing this interview is because we want others. We are spreading the autism awareness. We want people to understand, and not because a child may behave in a certain way. It may not because the child is rude, but the child is going through certain things that he or she may not be aware that he is behaving because of the illness that
Right.
he has.
So yeah, like you said that sometimes it's beyond their control. They're trying to neutralize back themselves to normal,
Yes.
but the way that they do it is not the way that me and you or us, any of us would do it. They do it different. Yeah.
Yes.
So it would be chaotic at times. Their tantrums will be from a 0 to
Tantrum.
100.
Tantrum. Okay, so like how he is at school, you stay close to the school, that if there is
Any problems,
any
Yeah.
problems,
tantrums.
tantrum,
Yeah, we try to go
They
over
can-
there
yeah, they
to
can
assist
easily-
them.
yeah, they can easily reach out to us, and
Yes.
we'll be there in a second.
do you want to explain, to our viewers, when you say tantrum for some persons, we can Google things as quick as and
Yeah,
find out what it is.
yeah, but it's basically some behaviors that are
Yeah,
like,
that a child would act out with
yeah, like if
if
you're
they
not,
want something and they're not able to get it, then they might started maybe stamp their feet or
Stomp their
cry
feet.
for
Yes,
it.
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, or if, for instance, Jackie, who can't express himself like a normal child, then he will become frustrated that he wants something, but then he can't really verbally say
Expressing
it.
his
yes,
feelings.
and you are not getting him, so
Yeah, you're
he's
not-
getting so frustrated that he'd begin to throw stuff. He'd start to tap you or
Okay.
start jumping up and down and stamping
Okay.
and all these
Yeah.
things.
And then if he
Yes.
don't get what he wants, then he'll start screaming.
That's screaming.
Yes,
Yes.
loud scream.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
I was talking to a psychiatrist concerning when autistic child, is having tantrum, and she was explaining, some information, some things that could be done. So I want persons who to examine their children, when I say behaviors changes from year 2. How is he doing in school? Or is in school? How is he doing it in school?
Well, for most part, like grade from kindergarten to what, grade 1, he was doing fairly well.
Okay.
He has his ups and downs.
Yeah, because they're moody.
Yes, they are moody.
Sometimes they're in a, just like how me and you will have a bad day.
Bad day.
Yeah, so they tend to have a bad day too, but different. It's more different.
And they
More
tend
different.
to follow a certain pattern. So anything that happens suddenly.
Yes.
So for instance, if a teacher is so he will get close to a teacher, and then when he changes from one class to a next class,
Yes.
then the teacher will change. But then that would kind of
Trigger him. That would trigger
Oh,
him.
so that triggered him.
Yes,
Yes.
that triggers him because
And
it's a new
triggered.
phase. Yes.
Yes.
So he adapts well to changes, Like
Okay.
if he's supposed to switch to a work,
Yes.
but if his environment becomes like too new or too,
Okay.
yeah, too unusual to him,
Yes.
that will become a problem at a point. Yeah. So
Okay.
he'll have to like settle in. You'll have to give him some time to settle in and to know you as teachers and so forth
Yes.
over there. So
Yes, I would just like to
Yeah.
share this with our viewers and subscribers, that while we are talking to the Webb family, there are other mothers who are here, who stay close to the school, so that whenever their children have tantrum, then they would go and assist the school, go assist the teachers to keep him calm so that they can get to deal with the rest of children and so on.
So it's not that they cannot manage, you know, because
Yes.
they can manage, but
They can manage.
sometimes it gets, for Jackie, it gets a little 100. It goes to a
Yeah.
100.
A little bit high.
Yeah, it
Yes.
gets
Intensifies, so.
intense sometimes.
And because you are the loving couple that I know, you know, you rather to come here and to
Yeah.
make sure you do
Yeah.
whatsoever is possible.
Yeah.
I want us to really pay attention. To make it whatsoever is possible to make sure that the child, you know, have a more smooth going in achieving his education. So despite the fact that he has autism, every child needs a good education.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we're looking at how did people behave when he had tantrum.
Yeah, well.
How did people behave when he had tantrum?
Well, as I said before, some people are very understanding.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some experience
Yes,
that
tell us.
I had personally,
Yes.
because I'm here most of the times. All right, so I was coming in a taxi with Jackie, right, and then something triggered him. Something triggered him in the taxi,
In the
and I did
taxi?
not know.
Yes.
Yeah, so coming from Grangehill to South to get to school here, something triggered him, and he was there, and he was, you know, behaving like, you know, all fussy and kicking and all these things. So a person was in the bus that you know, like they were trying to help me with him, trying to
Okay.
hold him, because they didn't want to get like other people get hurt, and then
Yes.
any of the glasses to be damaged in the vehicle or anything. But what surprised me was that the driver wanted to let me out at a particular point where it would be so hard for me to get a taxi, and then maybe my child could have run out in the road.
Please say that for us again. The taxi.
Yes, the
You're
taxi
coming in a
wanted to
taxi.
let me off.
You see
So
why this autism awareness is very important? Because now the child wasn't rude, but because of what the child is going through, tantrum. So after the child start to behave, some of the passengers understand that something and they want to help, but the driver want to let out the child.
yeah, because he was, you know, in a tantrum that
Imagine that.
yeah, he wanted to let me off. So I felt it to the core. And another passenger that I know, he knows me. We grew up
Yes.
from kids days, whatever. He was like, me hold him, man.
Yes.
As they would have said, I'll hold him, I'll help her.
Yes.
So the taxi, I told him, just bring me around here. When I get to the school, they'll help me with him.
Yes.
But he wanted to let me off.
The driver wanted.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, and it can be anybody's child. As I said, your child was normal up to 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, up to 2 years. And so this tells us that we just have to be considerate, and not because a child is acting up, it doesn't mean the child is rude. So it is, I think that was extreme.
Yeah.
But imagine letting off you there on the street, that child is having tantrum, maybe he just run out in the road or something.
Yeah, that was the thing.
And get killed.
It was so chaotic that I said, is he really going to let me off right here? Because I mean that he could have run out in the road, because remember, he doesn't understand what he's doing, you know. He just wants to get back mile to where he wants to be.
So do you believe that this should even go further. I'm not aware of it. We're like the health ministry also, have it on the radio or, just enlighten people more of what is going on, that there is, something that is called autism and it will affect a child so we can get the love and support. What about church?
Well, church, I tell you, I have some strong brothers and sisters. I have a strong family. When it comes down to church, I have some strong family members that they help me and they rally around, they understand completely. They even when they heard about it, I had to explain and tell them, but after that, everybody jumped on it to help me whenever I'm in a situation with Jackie. Because as I said, when I'm at church, if the noise get too much or something is out of place, he'll get into a tantrum. I have some brothers and some sisters there that as he makes a sound, they're there.
Helping you.
They're there helping me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for them. I don't want to call their names, no, but they know their self. Everybody. I'm
Where this church
grateful. It's Negril Church of Christ.
Negril Church of Christ.
Yes. In West End.
All right, so just want to thank the Negril Church of Christ members and keep it up. I would like, more persons to be more mindful, to be more caring. You taxi drivers, I know I just don't want to say taxi driver, but that individual taxi driver, I hope someday you'll be watching this interview and, you may just want to treat persons
like be
better,
more understanding. Yeah.
It is not just collecting your fear. And so she was having a problem and some passengers were helping, but you want to let her out with the child. You have to have a heart. You have to have a heart. And so we just want to
and
thank those persons who gave an assistance, especially the Negril Church of Christ or the Church of Christ
I want
family.
to thank everybody. Because funny enough, whenever he has a tantrum, there's always somebody. God always sends somebody to help me or to
God always sends somebody to help.
Yes, somebody's just there to help. So it's not only taxi drivers I have problem with too, but some passengers. I remember one time I was going to Kingston, right?
Yes.
And this some of them, Jackie had a toy and it fell and he wanted it. Remember, the bus is clustered.
Yes.
Right? So I think he started to cry. He started to cry and so forth. And they started, Miss, me head hurt me. And they were like, everybody, some people, they just start to, but that was the early stage, that was the early stage of us finding out that.
Okay.
And I remember I literally came off the bus in tears when I meet my husband. I was in tears.
Yes.
Because of everything. So it was hard.
It was hard.
It was hard, but
not giving up.
Not giving up.
All right, I'll save that question for next time. Final. What treatment or solution were you given?
All right. All right. So one of the treatments were speech therapy. So he does speech therapy at school.
Okay.
Yes. And then now he'll have to go to the to Kingston. Where he sees his doctor that because of the tantrum now are getting a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to give him a medication to help to calm him.
To calm him down.
Yeah, so there's medication out there.
Okay.
To help let them calm down and just basically just keep them active. We have to keep them active to not to help them with the autism, because if they don't keep active, then sometimes they would get in a little fussy, tantrumy way.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. So, solution or treatment, speech therapy,
Yes.
and medication.
Yes.
Okay, so just like any other illness, speech therapy, medication, and so to get him to act more normal. What do you think about the future? I'll leave that for next time. I personally have seen uh, men and women who has autism, you know, high up there and going on that if somebody don't tell you or you what some behaviors,
Yeah. You won't
occupying good
know.
jobs, you would not know
Yeah.
that anything going on.
Yeah. So
So yes,
we are really hopeful. We are
and praying, yes,
expecting that.
We're seeing him moving in a specific direction.
Yeah. And we are
He
intrigued by
loves-
it.
you're intrigued by it.
Yes, I'm intrigued
So-
by
because
that.
he's enthused about dinosaurs.
He's
Very
enthused
much.
about dinosaurs.
He
Yes,
loves
so
dinosaurs.
he will go on his tablet or phone
Yes.
and he would look up a dinosaur,
Research.
particular dinosaur, and he will
Okay.
research it. He look
Yeah.
at the bones.
Wow.
He'll look at how the dinosaur is structured, and he'll scroll up and he can spell the dinosaur names.
Okay.
And that puzzles that was like amazing to us because
Yes.
I can hardly call some of the dinosaur names.
Wow.
So for him to not because he has autism,
Yes.
his future can be very bright.
Yes.
But then again, you us as parents and his his surroundings, his support system, we have to support him. We have to help him to do his best to achieve these things. So we're still hopeful, and we're seeing where this goes.
Yes. I just want to thank you so much for doing this interview. You know, I really thank God that we could be here, you know, putting out this autism awareness for persons, you know, check out their children, and if they realize that something is off, just don't watch it, go and check it out. When you find out, do whatsoever you need to do. Make sure that the child gets a good education, get the love, and so on. And you guys are a wonderful couple. That is the
Thank
next
you.
interview that we'll be doing, and so on. So, also, I know in Jamaica here, a lot of men, you know, run away, leave the mother alone, but you stand with your wife,
Yeah, he does.
and you have two more children. So it's 3 children.
Yeah.
That is for our next interview. To our viewers and subscribers, thank you so much. I hope that you will subscribe and that you can also share with us and let us know if you know anyone who is, you know, dealing with a child with autism, how they go about it. And I hope that you will share this video, and I hope that it will help someone and help others how to deal with autism. Thank. All right, can you give our viewers any final word that you want to leave with our viewers concerning autism and their child?
Well, yeah. I mean, if your child or anybody you know have autism, sometimes it will come across as the end of the world, and everything is going to crash down on you, and the emotions and all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to just have faith, trust in God, and just support the child. It's not the end of the world.
The
Trust
end of
me.
the world,
It's
yeah.
not the end of the world.
Don't give up.
It's
Don't give
not
up.
the end of the world.
Be
So,
assertive.
Be assertive.
Yes, because a child with autism can also grow up to work, to behave normal.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, so even though they have autism,
it's
they
not the
can
end.
grow up and work amongst persons and live a healthy life.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
normal
it's not
life.
the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Don't feel like you're alone is in this. Remember, somebody else is going through this too.
Somebody.
Yes. So it's not the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
For as I said, you are the only one doing interview, but there are other parents who are here, waiting that if anything goes on close to the school, they can respond to it and
Yeah.
help with the control if tantrum or so going on.
And so you don't have to keep them at home either. There are schools.
They must go to school.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
schools in Jamaica that caters for kids with autism. So that's something to keep in mind. There are resources here that can help your child to behave normal and live a normal, happy life.
Yeah.
Okay, so resources are here to help your child with autism to live a normal and happy life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this interview. I hope that this interview it will help someone to be able to be better to take care of their child with autism. Do not give up, do your best. Don't leave them, don't hurt them, don't abuse them, but love them as these two parents love their child and taking the best care of their child. I need to give you guys a hug. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, so another important thing is that not because one of your child has autism, the first one to be exact for us, it doesn't mean that all of your child, if you're thinking to have another child, it doesn't mean that the other children will be autistic. There's a site that you can go on when the child is 1 year old, 18 months. When the child is, I think, 18 months,
Yes?
yes, that you can go on to, like, it's a pre-screening to see if your child is at risk of being autistic. So this is a thing that we learned while we were going to the doctor for the assessment and all of that. So that's another thing that people should know, that all of your children, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have one child with autism, all of them will be autistic.
Very important, very important. So not because, like the Webb family, their first child was diagnosed with autism. It doesn't mean that all of your children, you can go ahead and have the rest of your children. They don't have to
Have autism.
be autistic. Okay. And you were saying there is a site.
Yes, there's a site.
There's a site that you can go on
yes,
and
get the pre-screening to see
get the
how.
pre-screening
Yeah, to see if your child is at risk of being autistic.
to see if your child is at risk of being autistic.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So again, parents.
And one more thing to
All right,
note.
go ahead.
One more thing to note. If your child happens to be autistic, there are persons that would want to do the blame game.
No blame game.
No blame game.
No.
So
Yes.
mother might think that
It's something.
it's from the father, or the father might think it's from the mother. But there's no research show that it comes from either the mother or the father. It's just happened random. Scientists they don't have any proof that it's
What
a trait
exactly?
from
Yeah.
a family, from a parent, like from a mother or father.
They don't have
It's a
what
no
exactly
blame game. You
causes.
just don't
No,
know where,
because
you know.
that can cause a strain on your relationship or your
Yes.
marriage, right? So it can be many things that cause a child to be autistic, because they're saying medication, they're saying genetics,
They
they're
just
saying
don't know.
whatever.
People just
You're
saying
not
things, but
yeah, so
all
you're
right.
not sure. So
Because it's an ongoing research.
Okay.
So-
Ongoing research on autism. Okay.
So it's important not to play the blame game, because that can cause unnecessary problems in relationships as well. So
Okay. Thank you so much. Again, so much information here on autism and how to take the best care of your child if you find out that the child has autism. Again, thank you so much on your church support. So support is also important, and please always help out a mother or a father with a child who sees
and
acting up and so on. Don't be quick to pass judgment to say that the child is rude. Find out what it is, and so that you may be able to give a helping hand, because it could be you. It could be you. Let us be kind to each other as God has been kind to us. Let us be kind to each other.
And one last thing.
All right.
One last thing. You see, when you have family members that rally with you too,
Family members play a role. Yes.
they play a very important role too, because my family members, they have been so good with helping me with Jackie. I can just call them and tell them that, you know, he's having a tantrum, and you'll see them running to my rescue. So I appreciate, as I said, my support system is very good, and I appreciate my family. So shout out to them, my mother, my aunt, cousins, everybody, because they chip in and they help me. Because even at doctor's visits, I remember my cousin, because Jackie has autism, and the needle, I had to call my cousin to come and hold him. So I mean, my support system.
Support system.
Yeah, so
Good support system is important
good support.
when you have a child with autism. Thank you so much. Again, thanks. Thank you, my viewers and subscribers. Please share with others. Subscribe also, and you can also tell us what you would like us to, what other topic you would like us to look at. Thank you so much. Bye bye.